Captain's log, stardate 5441.2. We are on our way to Alpha 10, a Federation starbase located in the Mutar sector. The crew has performed very well in the last few months of duty and is due for shore leave. There, we plan to relax and soak up some rays before continuing on. The bridge has been quiet, along with the rest of the ship. Our estimated time of arrival should be in 2 days. Well, number one, are you looking forward to shore leave?
Yes, Captain. I couldn't help but hear you mentioning it on your log.
I'm surprised we haven't had any trouble with anything in this newly charted sector. Usually there's some alien race that gets mad because they don't like humans.
Yes, there's usually some aliens, but it's nice not to have any bother you on your way to fun in the sun, especially with those Mutarian blondes.
Captain, I've picked up an unusual reading on the warp indicators. There seems to be an increase in velocity of the warp engines.
Why, we just had them checked last month. I can't understand why they're acting up all of a sudden.
Well, according to engine velocity indicators, our 3 main engines are intaking some kind of radioactive particles in this sector, Captain. Engine number 1 appears to be okay. Engines number 2 and 3 are indicating a modern influx reading, meaning that there is a chance that the engines will freak out, causing random warping movements.
Interesting. Number 1, will you please escort me to the engineering room?
Sure thing, Captain.
Either this ship is getting old, or that tin head has a screw loose.
By the way, Captain, I was meaning to talk to you about...
Shut up, Riker.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Mr. LaForge, Data has informed me that there is a problem with the 2 main warp drive engines.
Yes, Captain, there is, and I was just getting ready to call you down here.
Data said it had something to do with the Mutar sector's radioactive particles.
Well, Data was correct with his assumption. The radioactive particles of this sector are causing a breakdown in the main engine shielding. This will eventually cause the velocity of the warp drive engines to uncontrollably increase.
Is there any way to stop the engine breakdown?
If there is enough time, I just might be able to form a temporary shield to prevent the breakdown.
Well, how much time do you think you will need to form the shield?
I can probably get something thrown together in, say, 20 minutes.
How much time do we have left before total warp drive engine breakdown?
According to the warp drive indicators, 15 minutes.
I just can't believe that every single time we get ready to go on shore leave, something has to happen that screws up all our plans. I would just like for once to be able to take a scheduled shore leave with all those Mutarian blondes.
Well, you do have to admit that Tin Head was right for once.
Well, I guess you do.
Computer, bridge. Yes, number 1. I would also like to take a scheduled shore leave every once in a while. You know, that was the main reason for Marcia wanting the divorce.
Oh. By the way, why does the Federation like toilet paper so much?
Well, number one, I don't know. Why don't you tell me why our Federation, the one of which I've worked for over 24 years, likes toilet paper?
Because it wipes out all the Klingons. Well, I thought it was funny.
Data, prepare for yellow alert status.
Yes, sir. By the way, what did Mr. LaForge say about the radioactive particles?
Mr. LaForge is working on the problem at this time. If he can get a shield built in about 6 minutes, all will be built well. Wouldn't you say, number one?
Oh, give or take a couple of seconds, Captain.
But if he can't, we may end up Federation French fries.
Better than toilet paper, eh?
Shut up, Riker, or I'll soon be calling you number 2.
Why, are you getting back together with Marcia?
No comment.
Captain Picard, this is Mr. LaForge in engineering.
Go ahead.
I seem to be having problems.
What's wrong?
First of all, warp drive indicators show an increase in radioactive particles coming into contact with the warp engines. We only have a minute remaining before breakdown. 49.2 seconds to be exact.
What else is wrong, LaForge?
I seem to have run out of Reynolds aluminum foil for the shielding, sir.
Well, try saran wrap.
We're all out of that, too.
Well, try using your head. The card out.
Better start pouring the oil for those French fries, sir.
Commander Riker, I do not understand the logic of you talking about food when we are under an emergency situation.
Just can it, Tinhead.
I have never heard of anyone canning French fries. By the way, Captain, we have exactly 15 seconds remaining before the engine radioactive particles.
LaForge, how is that shield coming?
I still need another couple minutes before the shield is completed.
Well, keep using your head. The card out. Data, set status to red alert.
Aye, sir. Red alert set.
Yar, raise all shields.
Aye, sir. Shields are raised.
Warp drive malfunction commencing any second now.
All hands to stations. This is not a drill. Prepare for warp drive malfunction.
I'm gonna die, and I haven't even sent Mama Cosby yet.
Why did I even hire that guy in the first place?
We are now traveling at warp 6. No, warp 7. Warp drive indicators show a raise in energy. If the engines aren't stopped soon, an overload will occur in precisely 72 seconds.
Mr. LaForge, how are you coming with that shield?
Almost got it, sir. I need another half a minute, though. We are now traveling warp 9. We don't have much time.
Where's our current location data?
We have traveled 274 light years, Mark 4, from our past position. In 5.2 seconds, we will be leaving the Mutara sector. Captain, we are now entering uncharted areas of space. Captain Picard, this is LaForge. I have that new shield in place now.
Dar, switch LaForge's new shield on.
Aye, sir. Switch shield.
Data, what is our engine status?
Overload will take place in 44 seconds, sir.
Bubba Khan, switch to full reverse power to slow the ship down. Cut off all power to warp drive. Then, at warp 1, reduce velocity and switch to impulse power.
Right over, sir.
Warp 9. Warp 8. Warp 7. Warp 6. Warp 5. Warp 4. We're barely gonna make it. Warp 3. Warp 2. Warp 1.
Data, turn off red alert. Bubba, switch to full impulse power.
Switching to full impulse power now, sir.
The Forge, how are you doing down there?
We've been pretty shaken up down here. There's minimal engine damage. It'll take a couple hours, though, to recharge the engines to 100% power. Personnel are all over the place, but I think it's nothing major.
All right, Picard out. Data, what is our current position?
We are out of the Mutara sector, Captain.
Well then, where are we?
I don't know.